It is Guns N' Roses. Whatever. Pure coincidence, I promise you.
So this guy, he's what, thousands of years old? Now he's having a fucking crisis of conscience.
Right. And everybody in his whole life is dead.
Except for the slave trader. There she goes.
Yeah. Right. In a business suit.
Well, these two guys got great chemistry.
Yeah, man. That kooky comedy works with both of them. Oh, somebody reconstructed Millionaire, huh?
I'm hoping that multiverse casualty. I'm hoping that's what that was. I don't know though. And it's totally ironic. I'm just happen to be wearing a Guns N' Roses shirt. You pointed that out. Pure irony, I promise.
This is a true believer, guys.
Guy's good.
But no, so where we see? Okay, so clearly he starts off from wild zany adventure with the Guardians, and I don't know. I think, like you said, flying around in space long enough, seeing what family is, he's kind of lost. Like, yo, my dad's gone, my brother's gone.
He looks sad as shit right there in that frame.
Jane Foster,
all his family's gone.
Groot's gone.
Yeah,
well, he's not there.
Was that Jane Foster and the new Thor?
I think that is Jane. I never understood why he didn't just reforge Mjolnir in game. I didn't understand that.
You can't chop off Thanos' head with Mjolnir. You know what I'm saying?
Man, he didn't need that damn hammer, man.
I think he did need Stormbreaker or whatever it's called. I think he needed it for sure. Because old girl smacked Malnur in half with her bare hands. So it's just that.
Oh, okay, so good. This the Guardians without Gamora, huh?
Yeah.
Like the what was that, the alternate Gamora that came back in time?
So what? Jane's gonna beat his ass with his own hammer?
So right there, I'm thinking that's part of the multiverse opening, because you got to figure Doctor Strange, which is about to drop here at any moment, is going to play a big factor at some point in the rest of the MCU. So maybe, just maybe, this is like a concurrent time thing with Doctor Strange, and boom, here we go, some kind of time collapse, multi-portal dimension shit. They're off on some other planet, and hey, it's female Thor, who just so happens to be Jane Foster, but not his Jane Foster. I don't know if that makes sense.
But I mean, I understand what you're saying, but that's a reforged Mjolnir. You know what I'm saying?
She had, yeah.
So I'm thinking that this is main universe shit that's going on. We might get a little bit of a tease, of what you're saying, a little bit of that multiverse stuff, but this looks like, for the most part, it's going to be dealing with main universe shit. So looks like that was that Zeus. So we'll see the MCU's version of Zeus.
So that was
the guy with the lightning bolt. Yeah, that was
Zeus, but that's not Asgard. We saw.
No.
Asgard's destroyed.
Right. Okay. I'm just making sure, because I'm like, okay, I thought, all right, the planet they were on looked like, I don't know.
Yeah, Hercules and Thor, they boys in the comics. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I saw a car behind her, like a regular car. So they might be on Earth getting a moment.
I just don't know what they're doing with this character anymore, man. You know what I'm saying? This guy's been broken, and now he's in space trying to find himself, and basically gave up his kingdom to old girl, the slaver, and Jane is effectively replacing him as the warrior. So I kind of feel like this is the end of this character, man. He don't know what he want to do. I think this guy will be dead by the end of that movie.
I can't see him killing
No, I
him.
can't say that, man. Thor's that nigga.
You know, but you're looking at a real world like actor too, that's probably tired of being this goofball for 12 years. You know what I'm saying?
Now that was Zeus right there. If you really looked at it.
Yeah, that was Zeus. Yeah, that was Zeus, and that was the whatever the Greeks, you know, whatever their realm is called.
Okay.
Is it called Olympus?
Yeah, probably Olympus, Mount Olympus. Yeah,
makes a lot of sense.
What?
You said Mount Olympics. What about it?
Yeah, you know, and we'll probably see Hercules because that's Zeus there. So we'll get to see, you know, Thor and Hercules on screen for the first time. Looks like.
Yeah, that's pretty opulent. That staging is pretty opulent right there.
Do we know anything about any actor sign on this role? Because that's probably gonna reveal our Zeus or Hercules here.
No, I don't know anything about the actors.
Just do the Googles.
Now, to be fair, Will, I do in the real world, Chris Hemsworth, I think, is kind of over the character. I don't know that for sure, but Marvel's seemingly trying to get rid of those Generation 1 guys, and Chris Hemsworth was definitely one of them. If he wants to keep going, he definitely can. I don't know if he will, but just looking at the character, the way they're sitting him down, I don't think they could kill him. I think he'll be somewhere. He just won't be involved. I don't know how they pull that off storyline wise.
Yeah, but he can't be involved. I mean, I could understand him saying, "Okay, I'm king, and I'm not involved because I'm off ruling my kingdom." But he's got probably like a couple hundred Asgardians that's fucking still alive, and he gave up his kingdom to go off and gallivant in space to have fun.
He just straight up like Peter Quill.
Yeah, he's just goofy and gave up his kingdom to go off to space to have some fun. I just, you know, how do you? First off, you turn your back on your people for 5+ years to play video games and got fat as shit. Then you gave it up and just decided to leave for a guy knows how long to go off to space to have a little fun to figure out who you are. Would you really want this guy to come back talking about he the king?
If I'm Asgardian, yeah. If I'm Asgardian, I'd follow Thor. Sure, you know. This guy.
No, you're gonna follow this slaver that's been there the whole time, looking after you.
You know what? You know, Marvel needs to stop rewarding these slavers. You know what I mean?
What do you mean, Fresh?
Yeah,
Yo, man, like old girl, she used to trade slaves in Ragnarok. You know what I'm saying? The Valkyrie. You know what I'm saying? She made her money off of slaves. You know what I'm saying? Then she became a heroine. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, the most infamous slaver of all, Wanda. You know what I'm saying? She tortured and enslaved the whole town of people. You know what I'm saying? That they got the therapist bills by the millions that be dealing with her ass. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, what does Marvel do? Give them their own shows. You know what I'm saying? Give them slavers, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What do you understand the context that the precedents that they setting right now? Like, it's cool if we have slaves. You know what I'm saying? Right. Slave. You know what I mean?
It was such a thing. We're not even going to mention it in our other projects and films. Even in our woke moments, we're not going to touch slavery. So we see you, Disney. We see you. Yeah, they're pro-enslaver, as we see Valkyrie and Wanda, you know, but I don't know. I want some abolitionist movements from the Disney side, but we'll see. That's a whole nother conversation.
I know we need our Frederick Douglass, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, you know, we'll see. I still got my theory on Black Panther and the things they're doing with that character, but right now we're going to give our roses to the Thunder God himself.
This just feels like the end of the story for him, man. Just how they're shooting this, it just kind of almost seems a little sad. This looks like the very last time we're gonna see this character, man. I'm telling you.
I agree, and I'm anticipating, because personally speaking, I wasn't the biggest fan of the last Thor movie. It was better than the second one, but it wasn't as middle grounded as the first one. I thought the third one was too off the cuff and zany and lounge.
That was the appeal, man.
That was your appeal. That bothered me. So I don't want to see a lot of that with this movie.
I mean, you look at how it's framed. It's framed just like the last one, Ragnarok, or whatever that silly one was.
Is it the repeat director coming for this one? I don't know.
Yeah, Taika Waititi. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'm anticipating more of that. But I will say this: Chris Hemsworth is good at it. He can play it off. Chris Pratt is probably the best at it. Comedic chops, but I anticipate the comedic entertainment value will be there, but I just want to make sure the story wraps and it's not overly comical or off the cuff, or we getting Guns N' Roses and Led Zeppelin in every damn trailer, or we getting action sequences with Motley Crue playing in the back. I don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, it's just gonna be Thor spliced into Guardians of the Galaxy. Silly shenanigans with the music. And just a bunch of 100 miles an hour action coming at you. It looks pretty, and everybody's gonna say that it's the greatest thing because just all the action that's being thrown at them. But it's more the same.
I feel like at a minimum though, that scene trips me out, man. That just
man, it's kooky, man. It's hilarious.
It's kooky, but it kind of works, and I hope it keeps working. So I guess that's
going to work. They found a footing with this kooky shit in the Guardians 1 and 2 and Ragnarok. Now, of course, if you bring up the elf shit, Dark World, that's arguably top 5 worst Marvel movies ever. You know what I'm saying? So we ignored that. You know what I'm saying?
But here's the thing. In comedy, they say, pause. You got the straight one, and then you got the one that's the funny shit. So Thor is supposed to be the one the funny shit happens to. You know what I'm saying? If you want to make it silly, have the silly shit happen around him, and then him react to the silly shit. He's not supposed to be the goofy, just dumb one all the time. He's a warrior. This guy's thousands of years old. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's not goofy though. He's oblivious to the goof shit.
I mean, look at him. Look, you don't see this guy. He's being silly in like 3/4 of this trailer. He's been silly for at least eight years. You know what I'm saying?
To be fair, since he showed up, Chris Hemsworth has had a little bit of silly in the character, what made it work. But right now they're at this point where it's like, we just unleashed it. He just silly all the time. Yeah, hell, even his What If Inception, his What If version was a frat boy on every.
I don't feel like that first Thor was silly at all. Really?
No, it wasn't.
So he was an asshole. And then he found his heart.
I don't think he was an asshole. I think he was just acting, and it came off. He's kind of carried that oblivious Thor guy role from zero to now, but now he leans way more silly than he did at first. But at first he wasn't being silly. It was just funny the way he didn't conceptualize what we're doing here and how it worked to him when he's like in the diner and he's slamming the fucking big ass mug on the table and he breaks the table. Things like that was hilarious, and he's demanding drinks because it wasn't supposed to be funny, but it was. So
right, and that's what I'm saying. That's how I think you interject the comedic element into like a Thor story, not make him zany and stupid and getting tased and stuff, and just it was I like the Ragnarok, but it was too over the top for the character in my opinion, because Thor was actually one of the characters I liked reading when I first started reading comics.
Now, to be fair, as I'm watching this trailer, as the teaser trailer play out, I don't think that the Guardians are going to be heavy in the movie. If this movie's 2 hours, I think you're going to see the Guardians maybe 45. and maybe in the third act, save the day. That typical Marvel nonsense. But I think a lot of that is going to be on.
Thor is the Guardian now. He went off with him. He is the Guardian.
Technically. But I'm just saying the rest of the team, everybody except Gamora. And I'm really curious as to see why that damn car was there. Also, we've passed this woman with this blue hair and the mask a few times. I don't know if you guys got any insight on her. I know the internet's probably got wild theories on that one. And the big snow beast. I don't know if you guys peeped that one either. But I'm kind of curious as to what the hell's going on.
Snow beast. Is that a Korg?
It was the remains of one. And this guy here tied up. Okay. Good pause right there, fresh. This guy, whoever he may be, I don't know if he's somebody important. Then you're gonna see a chick with blue hair and a mask swinging in, and they're gonna get all in each other's faces on the boat. But that could be some more Guardians of the Galaxy shenanigans. So
really, I don't know what the hell he would do on their team. That means they are so overpowered. I mean, what kind of threat could they be facing that Thor would need to intercede? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
he probably hanging with the crew. I don't think they've been up to nothing as far as like saving shit. They probably just been on their pirate tip, traveling around the space, getting in with adventures. Where Thor is not really necessary. He's just down because he don't want to be alone. That's where I feel like he's at that point in his life. He don't want to be alone. I don't know why he doesn't want to be on Earth though.
He imposing on them as the friends, but like you can understand, he don't want to be on Earth because he's basically running from his responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, like I'm done with this king shit. You know what I'm saying? Like let me look at this, because like you think about it, right? If you put yourself in his shoes, where your whole life you have been raised to be king, and you're the strongest god of all your people, and you know what I'm saying, you murder and you defend, and your realm, you protect the whole planet, a whole realm, you know what I'm saying, and you fall in love with people in that realm, and then you know what I'm saying, everything is destroyed in your eyes. You go into an existential crisis, you might just want to break. He was doing that shit for thousands of years, you know what I'm saying? Like thousands of years killing frost giants, killing elves, killing all these beasts with that Surtur, you know what I'm saying? Like the Ragnarok, when funny ass moment when he was chained up and he was Surtur was telling him how he was going to start Ragnarok and destroy Asgard when he was twisted around on that chain, whatever, right? So like, if you think about it, he just, you know what I'm saying, like everybody's dead that means something to him, or not fucking with him no more, and Jane Foster. So you know what I'm saying, he want to take a trip. You know what I'm saying? What is a couple years to a god? You know what I'm saying? It might feel like a couple months to him. Niggas been alive forever. You know what I'm saying?
So that brings me to ask, back to this point. Who's the chick with the blue? Is this the next love interest? This a flashback? This a chick he messing with Peter Quill? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe it's one of those chicks in the Mount Olympus. I don't know.
They literally on a pirate ship, looks like, so.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, I don't know. At the end of the movie, that little scene we just saw with him with the blue and the gold, that looks like a more current costume in the comics. So it looks like he's gonna basically take, whatever remains of his people back to Asgard. We'll just see if the slaver is gonna let them people go.
Nah, you gotta get paid for them.
Slaver in a fucking suit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now,
Yeah, Valkyrie. She
got corporate interest behind her.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. Exactly.
She got the people getting experimented on or something, man.
Asgardian blood. You know what kind of cures Asgardian blood can save. This is really funky, man. The goons look like putties or whatever, flopping around with Jane Foster with a hammer. We don't even get a semblance of an antagonist, and I guess that's good. Who you guys envision it could be?
I mean, they said it's supposed to be Gore the God Butcher.
Oh, word?
That's too intense for what Thor is at this point, man.
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna if they do bring the God Butcher out, it's gonna be too soon and they're gonna waste it. Like what was the joint? Was Black Widow, Taskmaster? You know, you're gonna get the Taskmaster treatment, and I don't want the half-assed villain.
No Taskmaster treatment. That was they fucked up royally with Taskmaster.
You know, Marvel doesn't really do villains that well.
I feel like as a whole, man, I feel like, you know, we used to read hardcore comics, but then, you know, you walk into the dollar store and you see those the cheap imitation like crayon, the coloring books. It's not as detailed. That's what the MCU is. It's just a not as detailed coloring book. That's the way I view it.
Jeez.
Very watered down. No shading. It's just overly simple storytelling.
So you're saying they're GoBots to Transformers, huh?
Yeah.
No, that bad, man.
Perfect example.
Jeez. That's tough. Shout out to anybody that knows the hell GoBots are. If you don't, Google it.
Yeah, man, you left me a little speechless with that, man. Like, damn.
Come on, man. You read these comics, man. Are these stories as complex as or anywhere near as complex as the stories you read? No. You know, it's overly simple.
I'll give you one that is getting complex for the MCU. What's the one? The Secret Wars. I think that's gonna be one. Whatever. What's her name? Captain Marvel started in her film. It's kind of gonna get into the Secret Wars thing, and I think that shit's gonna get messy and complicated, more so than we're used to for a Marvel project. Even more so than Moon Knight, because I don't know what the hell's going on Moon Knight.
That's trash. Moon Knight is trash, but we discussed that in other.
I don't know, man. They made the Skrulls very simplistic. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's going to be too deep.
The Skrulls are actually the Centauri in the comics. They're one and the same, and they made them different people in the actual Marvel universe. You know what I mean? So like, it's when you're dealing with like, I'm surprised that they went before they did the universe, because you got a ton of people in the universe. You know, you got the Kree, the Skrulls, those aliens that the X-Men used to fight. And you remember the aliens came down and they the Shi'ar. You know,
yeah.
That's them. So you have that, but like instead of going intergalactic for the most part, they went to time travel. So it's kind of hard. They played the trump card of time travel. You know what I'm saying?
A little too soon, huh?
Yeah, like literally, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand after Thanos, like being such an amazing ass villain, you have to throw your other trump card, which is time travel with Kane. Cause like, who else you gonna use? You can't use Galactus because you ain't got the final.
You know, I thought about the other day. And I wish they hadn't used the cosmic, the cube as fodder the way they did. You know, the cosmic cube is supposed to be a device that they use to absorb and contain some of the Beyonder's power. The Beyonder would be a perfect villain, man.
Beyonder, huh?
Yeah, the Beyonder, man.
Wars, right? Anyway.
That's Secret Wars, but see, they're saying the Skrulls is Secret Wars. Because it was two major arcs with Secret Wars. The first one was the Beyonder, and I feel like the second one might have been the Skrulls, if I can remember right.
Technically, the Skrulls were considered a secret invasion.
A secret invasion, right.
Sorry, yep. All right, no, that makes more and more sense. Well, I could see the Beyonder as well. Again, I don't know how you would introduce him. You got to get Kang. You got to get Kang out here and doing his thing first. It's simply because Kang is a time threat. So if you go with the easy route and open the time door, then you got to have a villain walk through it, right? That's how I'm feeling it. Like, well, all right, we screwed with time. We all know that time has consequences, and the major one is this guy named Kang showing up on every form of the timeline. So how
right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But beyond beyond Kang, another great villain could be the Beyonder or the Beyonders, basically coming.
Which is fair, because then you can. Now we're talking phase. If Kang plays out over, let's say 4 and 5, then Beyonder could be 6, because at that point the underlying villain has to be bigger and more of a threat on every level. If you
just like it's shonen, you got to keep raising the stakes, because you got to think about it. The Thanos underlying plot for the movies, that took 10 years. So by the time they finish Kang, dudes could be about like 50 something. You know what I'm saying?
No, but maybe. But there's the beauty of it, because it's Kang. Now you can go back and start playing that time game. Oh, we can flash forward and give you a future story. Oh, hey, here's Kang. We can flash back to 1977 and it's a young whoever. Oh, here's Kang. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a CYA kind of storyline, but we got to see how that plays out for sure. As I look deeper into it, because again, like Will likes to say, the storyline isn't linear. You know, people actually age and die out, but the stories still have to continue. And 2022 now, Marvel's been doing this since 2008. Like they're playing the game until at least 2030. You got to figure, right? Beyond that, we don't know. But
yeah, because like being totally honest, with villains coming to play, I do want a nihilist to be involved, but to do a nihilist right, because it's dealing with the negative zone, and totally different energy sources and different parallel universe. You got to bring Fantastic Four into play. So I don't see the Fantastic Four coming to play for a while. You know what I mean? Even though that's like what end of phase 4, phase 5, they might be bringing them in. So he's out of the picture. Galactus is out of the picture. It almost felt like Kang was defaulted, like because of
once you start getting rid of your heavy hitters, some guys gotta go. And again, because there was no Illuminati, which I thought would have been like, Will, you talk about one of those type of stories. Like Illuminati would have been too deep for public consumption. I would have felt like, with Black Bolt and Reed Richards and all these heavy hitters.
But what they're talking about, we're gonna get a version of Illuminati in Doctor Strange.
His movie.
It's
supposed to be a version of it. But see, the Illuminati story deals with sending Hawk to a different planet, to his isolation, and then World War Hawk happened in the comics, and things of the nature. And they actually built in a big portion of World War Hawk into Thor Ragnarok, where
don't remind me.
So you know what I'm saying. So they just X that shit out. Illuminati went to war with the Skrulls. You know what I'm saying. So they could bring them about for Secret Invasion, but like the way they have to bring that out is like, I don't see how they'll do it. It'll come up like, why the fuck y'all didn't do nothing sooner then? You know what I mean? Like, if it was coming to that. If then, we also gonna need somebody, because like Illuminati was Professor X. It was Tony Stark, who was dead. There was Black Bolt, who they totally disregarding because of the terrible Inhumans show. Namor ain't even involved in the universe yet, which he might become involved with it in BP2. So it's kind of sketchy when it comes to actually saying the Illuminati as it was built to be.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, Marvel, what we're getting cinematically is a conglomeration of a lot of stories that are pretty deep and pretty layered, but through various reasons they can't fully pull off cinematically. And I get it. To be fair, I think they've done a hell of a job. I'm hoping Doctor Strange will expound on a lot more of what the overlying goal and underlying enemy is, because I don't really know if I see it. This Thor movie, as we watch it play, and like Will said, it feels like a conclusion to a movie. I don't feel like this feels like a bridge to the next. So I really feel like Doctor Strange is the catalyst for what to anticipate for the next 5 years at least. So I'm eager. Of course, this is a day one watch, the Love and Thunder with Thor. You know, and as much as I like looking at Valkyrie the Enslaver, I really don't like her character at all anymore. So if anyone goes, Will, I want it to be her, because you're right. We don't. The Basement Protagonists do not condone enslaving internets, so we hope you don't either.
Facts.
I really hope you don't. I would also like you to go ahead and look up GoBots and just hit internet images. I was trying not to die from laughter over here looking at some of these nonsense.
Yeah, I bet they're terrible, man. They're terrible in my memory of what they used to look like.
And fun fact, when you said coloring book, I thought of I had a GoBots book, coloring book growing up, and I used to think this shit is trash. When I was like a little kid, like drawing, I don't even remember these characters' names, but I was like, yo, these guys suck. So shout out to you, Will, for bringing those guys back. And with that being said, man, internets, we're gonna wrap it up tonight here at the Basement Protagonists, as we had to chime in our 2 cents on this Thor trailer, because I know the whole streets, the internets, the world is talking about it. So we're glad you were able to hop on and watch us, you know, give our 2 cents. And we, of course, would like to always add you to the discussion, so never be scared to chime in. And as always, do not forget to follow us on the Facebooks, the Instagrams, Twitters, all of that good stuff. Spotify, if you're not on there, YouTube especially. Guys, I don't know if you got any more to add tonight before we wrap this one up.
No, that's all I got.
Oh, sir.
So with that being said, when does this one even drop? I don't even know if we got a release date. Was it July something?
Yeah, it's in July.
All right.
July 2020, 22 is the release date. They ain't get an actual date yet.
Man, that's right around the corner. So
yeah.
All right. With that being said, we're gonna wrap it up tonight, internets. We'll be back to kicking more about Thor, Love, and Thunder for sure. So stay tuned for that. It's that Basement Protagonist doing what we do when we do it. We'll get at you next time. Peace.
Peace.